Right. All right. Dunk here. How's it going? Apologies ahead of time. I'm losing my voice. So I need to drinking tea right now. This is me like pushing my voice way further than it should right now. I don't feel sick at all, but I'm just like, I think I've been recording so much content recently and I'm not used to it. I'm used to recording the content, but I'm not used to recording such large amount. I'm used to creating the content, but not used to recording it all so much at the same time in so many batches at once. Maybe I should do some looking into ways to make sure that my voice stays healthy, because it's a tool that I'm using to make money online. Is that going to be like a faceless? We're talking about a voice. We're talking about a voice on a video that's about faceless but famous. And the reason why I'm talking about that stuff is because I'm currently making a faceless YouTube channel. And let me bring it up. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna bring it up right now. Ooh, I have too many tabs open. Why did I start live streaming with all these tabs open? I gotta close all these tabs. I'm just gonna start a new tab. There we go. And you know what we should do real quick? Let's go over to YouTube. Again, fix that first. Let's just go to YouTube. I'm going to switch to this channel. Okay, I'm going to share. This is this channel. I'm going to share the screen for this channel. It's going to be super epic. Why is my hand just floating here? I don't know. Okay, there we go. It is shared. So this is my YouTube channel this is my YouTube account. View your channel. So if you're ever looking for this channel, it's pretty easy to find. I made it a really easy handle. youtube.com/@etoolbox. And let's just actually double check that X is working properly. Cool. Let me make sure. I have my phone in my pocket. Why do I have my phone in my pocket? Ooh. Let's see. The reason why I'm checking is because I switched one setting today. Just one setting. And this is kind of like what it is. Don't be afraid to just create content. Ooh, gosh. I keep on forgetting to turn do not disturb on. Do not disturb. Do not disturb. There we go. So I'm live. I'm just going to double check the resolution. Oh, man, I can't really. I'm going to zoom in. What I really want to see is this, actually. This is the thing that I'm always worried about, especially with streaming. I need to go to full screen. It looks okay, but what was happening was the camera. So you could stream at different resolutions. I'm using StreamYard, and I was using Restream, and I'm liking StreamYard better personally. But let's see when this catches up. There's a buffer. Even though when somebody's live, I say I'm live, there's a buffer point, and I just looked at it right now. It looked like maybe 20 seconds, something like that. Look, okay, this doesn't look. It doesn't look bad. No, okay. I like the setting that I'm doing, and it's working. So that's like 99% of the battle, right? 99% of the battle. This is half the battle. It's 99%. Okay, back to what I was showing you. Is that no? We want a bigger screen. You don't need to see me. You can put me in that little corner. Okay, so we're talking about making faceless video content. So first thing I'm going to do, and this is something we're talking about making face. See, there was a little bit of a delay right there. Obviously, X, the delay is more than the delay is on YouTube. So if you want me to tell you to do something, maybe if you watch it on YouTube, it's going to go faster than if you watch it on X. So maybe if I give you a call to action, something to do real quick, you might have a better chance if you're watching on YouTube. Just say it. So the reason why I brought this up is I always want to share out these videos when they are live. And I recommend you do that whenever you're doing live or content, that you share it out to appropriate places. And what I mean by appropriate places is do not just share out your content. And I'm talking about live video. Do not just share it out everywhere and just hope people do it. Because subscribers don't matter on like things like YouTube. Sorry, I need to take another sip of this tea. It's warm green tea. Warm green tea. Top there by the top. Yeah. I need to see. Yeah. It's so you could share right here by hitting the little share button, but you're gonna have troubles with like things like embeds and some people for some reason. I don't know why they have these two different links when they do the same exact freaking thing. But I always go up to the top right here and grab the actual YouTube link. And then I go to places like my Discord. I'm just going to open up my Discord real quick. I'm going to share the screen. I wish that there was easier. I need to get a stream deck. I need to get a stream deck where I can just be like, and just go between tabs. It's going to be magical when it happens, I'm sure. And then now there's always, I have it always set up just to go and post whenever I go live. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just do it now. And one other thing that I do in my Discord, I'm gonna turn it on right now. And hold on. So what I did was I gave my audience away to actually, I think that I'm actually the one watching. I'm not sure. If I'm the one watching, let me know in the comments. If you're watching and you're not me, let me know in the comments. I want to make sure that that I know that we're hanging out together. So what I do is I post it into my Discord. I post it onto also this site right here, and this is one of my monetization methods, Dairy Club. Dairy Club is a community of creators that help creators make money. And here, let me bring back up the there we go. So Gary.club/dunk if you would like to either create a social connector account, which is the marketing tool that runs Gary Club, and get all of your analytics. Everything's really cool. It's a really cool marketing tool, and it's just getting started. Started in its infancy in 2021, and we're only like 2 years into it, and it's grown really, really well. So what I do is I go and I click post. Join me on my live stream. See you there. And then things that you also could do. I use ConvertKit. Send out an email. You could use a different one if you want. I just like ConvertKit. No hard set reason why. I just like it. So now I've sent it out there. So my point is that I went to places. You could also post it on your personal profiles, stuff like that. But I put it in places where people that actually are interested in what I'm doing are going to find that live stream. So, okay, cool. So, and again, if you want to support me, go to Gary.club/dunk. It'll bring you to this fine page right here. And this is one monetization point that I have. And that's one thing, like a lot of people, they're talking about like, okay, faceless channel. How could I make a faceless channel? And let me actually just go back over here. So the channel that I'm using the example for, and I've been working on a lot of, not watch. It's the handle is youtube.com/@theblockchain. So if you are looking, like I know somehow I got that here. Let me actually just type it in here so you can see. I'm actually just going to that handle, youtube.com/blockchain. I searched for it when they started giving away handles, and it was available, and I claimed that sucker. And you know, it gets me some subscribers and some views just because people are searching for the blockchain and they find little old me. So what am I doing to create a faceless YouTube channel, but still create some sort of fame? So you can create a bunch of faceless channels like, where or is it like any of the list channels? There's a whole bunch of them. There are animations. There's, at the time there was probably a voiceover artist that would, you'd get whatever site, what is it called? I'm brain farting on the big one. Doesn't matter. But they create video content, and yes, they get ad revenue. Congratulations. They go for masses. So they have a whole bunch of people creating the content, in masses. Oh, sorry again. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be able to go. My voice is already starting to die on me this morning. We've only been going to 10 minutes. But what I've been doing, and just so you see the exact pattern of what I'm doing, and there it goes again. Doesn't matter when I hit record. Does not matter. Somebody out there is going to start mowing their lawn. It's like it doesn't. Okay. All right. So, what was I saying? Okay. Sorry, this is bothering me. So what I do is I take these videos, and I just posted this one. Yeah, there's not as many views on them yet because I'm just growing it. But I found a community, and you could do this for anybody, and find questions and things that they needed solved. So whatever it is, it could be a community of, the common thing is underwater basket weaving, and that's not something that that's not something that is really, really going to have a huge niche. And that's the reason why people use that as an example of things that people aren't really going to be interested in. But if you could find somebody that is going to be interested in your topic on, for instance, my other YouTube channel where I'm on camera, like this one right now, I'm on camera, but I'm the same character that I am in this one. So what I've been doing, and let me just open up one of them just so you get an idea. I'm going to mute it. So there's a monetization point right there. The same one as this YouTube video. Excuse me. And I'm utilizing an IP that I own. So again, if you don't know, one of the benefits of using things like a PFP, and you're looking at me like, God, aren't NFTs dead? Like I guarantee somebody in here is saying, aren't NFTs dead? They're dead, right? They're dead. Well, no, they're not. They're not dead. No, they're not. Sorry to disappoint you. Sorry to make you sad, but they are not dead. And one of the things about NFTs is there is a community behind these PFPs. People are like, what's the value of a PFP? Is there a value? You don't even have to use the NFT. I'm just using that as an example. You can go and create your own original art. Go to ChatGPT, create, for instance, this one right here. That's an NFT digital collectible that I'm selling right now. There's a link in the description of this video, and it's a open collection. And then I'm going to end up turning it off, and then there's ways to gamify it, blah, blah, blah. But I created that with AI, but I didn't just type something in and just get it. It took a lot of crafting in order to get the result that I wanted out of this image. So, or to get and I have another image that's another derivative that's coming out soon, which is fun, and it's in the same vein, and it feels like it's part of the same collection, which I think is important. But point is that I could take this, and this could be my character. You can go create your own character. You don't have to. But one of the benefits of having NFT community behind it, like a digital collectible community, and I'm using this one as an example. This is the Draft Tower, and I'm making a lot of content about Draft Tower. I have, and also Social Connector, which is connected, and also Gary Club, which is connected. So it's an ecosystem, and I'm educating people on that ecosystem. I need It's December. Everybody starts losing their voices, or it could just be because I'm talking way too much and too loud, and in my speaker voice, in my announcer voice. Do you like my announcer voice? Okay. And I take these videos and I get people to recognize this PFP. Now, why would I do that? Now, if I go to x.com, Twitter, to x.com, I use the same PFP there. So I have a lot of crypto-y stuff on my Twitter, my X, but it doesn't matter. There's the raffles. So people will see this. And yeah, you could say, oh, they might see my PFP, but there's people that get behind a community with a PFP that if you don't understand it, I get it. I get that you don't understand it, but it's a real thing. There's people that will actually get behind a community of PFPs because they believe in them. And I could potentially make a YouTube channel that features those PFPs, and people will just hit the buy button on whatever I'm promoting or whatever, because they already have a level of trust that's been associated with that project. So if there's a group of people, so this one has about 7,000 and change of these PFPs that are out there right now, and that means there's 7,000 potential audience members that will recognize this PFP because they have it, and they, granted, they're not there's not 1-to-1, there's not 7,000 people that hold it, but even if you have a few thousand people that are holding it, those are a few thousand people that hold something for a reason, and they'll be more willing to look at yours because they recognize it. It's sort of like if you go to Disneyland, if every single character, they're Disney characters. You go to Disneyland, there's Disney characters, and people recognize those Disney characters. If you just took all of like the Looney Tunes and put them in Disneyland, it wouldn't be right. But granted, there is maybe use a better example. If you took Looney Tunes are a big example too. Six Flags, Looney Tunes. But if you took the character and you swapped them out with generic off-brand things, the off-brand characters, if you just swapped them out with off-brand characters, then yeah, it would definitely cost. Sorry, my brain is scattered today. If they swapped it out with off-brand characters, then it would definitely not have the same impact as if you went there. And would you wait in line for the made up or rat character that has no or would you wait in line for Mickey Mouse, I guess, is the question. So if you recognize Mickey Mouse, you're more likely just to click on it. So now people will build a relationship with my character based off of their already built trust with the project. So yeah, you can go ahead and create whatever you want, but one thing that the system that I'm kind of using, and I'm figuring out as I'm going, but you could do it even without this, but I'm just showing you could be famous, but be faceless, and have your PFP be the face of your channel. Now, again, you can go check out what I'm doing. This is kind of a new experiment that I've started. If you go back here, see the videos. I need to update this banner. They changed this stuff. I haven't changed it. Maybe I'll do that in another video. That'll be a topic of another video. So I can go to like the videos, and as of right about here, 1, 2, 3, that's 12 that are posted. I have a whole bunch that are already shot and some more that are already edited, that are ready to go. And they're going to just educate about different things, and people will associate that particular NFT because they'll see it, that digital collectible, say, oh, that's Draft Tower. And then they'll go and actually watch content on this channel. And again, I've shown you this before. Let me actually just share this tab for you as well. Or I think I can only share the one. Go back. Oh, this one. Oh, this is how scatterbrained I am. I need to make sure I open these green rooms. I just need to start green room. There you go. So what that is in my AI hub, which is also in the gary.club/dunk, I have an area where you can come and ask questions in my Discord, and you can come into the green room and let me know you're in there, and then I'll be happy to let you up on, I guess, are we calling it stage? I'll be happy to let you up on. So yeah, so if you go into the green room and you let me know that you're up, I can't even speak right now. So if you go into the green room and you let me know that you're in there, then I will let you go in. And again, you need to be in the AI hub. Think of it kind of like a Patreon. So it helps me create content like this for you just by you supporting me on something like Patreon. or something like Patreon. Social Connector, you don't need Patreon anymore if you have Social Connector. You're able to monetize in a whole bunch of different ways. So that's the cool part. So, okay. All right. So now let me just quickly go over, this is what I was going to show you. I wanted to go over to DESCRIPT real quick. And DESCRIPT is a tool that I use. It is, I need to, here, let me just. This is how you go to DESCRIPT. This is DESCRIPT. Should that be capitals? I think that should be, I don't know. We'll deal with it later. So easyaiedits.com. If you go to that page, it will bring you to my affiliate link for DESCRIPT. If you go through that, it doesn't cost you anything more than if you subscribed anywhere else. It just helps support the channel for a little bit. Appreciate it if you decide to do that. But that is the tool that I'm using. So I'm going to go to share screen. I'm going to go and just show you DESCRIPT real quick. So I was actually working on this one yesterday. I know. Sorry, I didn't finish. But what I do in here, it's so simple. So maybe it would be better if I showed you. No, that's fine. So here's kind of the point of what I'm able to do. So if I open this, you can see, yeah, you can see it good. So if you look at this particular one, you might have to squint. So where my mouse is right there, it's 17 minutes and 24 seconds, right? So what I did, this is the reason why I use DESCRIPT. I know CapCut has a similar feature, but I don't like it as much. I don't think they're there. They need to like take CapCut and DESCRIPT and just merge them into one happy editing software, and then just sprinkle a little bit of Final Cut and Premiere in there. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying. Cool. So I go through this, and when I go to actions, I can click shorten word gap, and it takes all of those. So maybe I'm recording something. I'm like, I'm like looking around. I'm not talking, trying to figure out the next page that I need to put. When you're editing something, it takes a long time to do that. It does. All right, my voice is it's going now. I don't know how much longer I can make my voice go. So, and again, so here we are. Oh, this is actually. Yeah. So what I've done is I shortened it. So I shortened it from that to like 7 minutes, which is nothing. And I'm going to show somebody an NFT to token hack, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I've shaved it down to about what I think I've already shaved it down about the first like minute or so that I've gone through. Yeah, something like that. And what it does is it starts shortening. And by the time this is done, it's probably going to be like a 4 or 5 minute video when it's all said and done. But all what I did was I dropped the footage into DESCRIPT. Again, you can grab it at easyaiedits.com. It's a tool that I use every single day. Every time that I'm editing something, I am using DESCRIPT. And I love the tool. Like, I'm not telling you this just because it's something that I want. It's just a great resource, a great tool to use for creating your content. And I'm not above saying like there's going to be something better out tomorrow, but today this is like a game-changing tool for content creating. I wish that there was a couple features that they don't have that were in it, but hey, you know, can't win them all. So again, I'm like, you can just go through it like this. Dunk here. And today I wanted to show you how you could take an asset like your draft. So again, I was earlier, like, let me go down to where I'm actually editing through. Let me know in the comments. So again, we need to have a little bit of Solana to pay some gas fees, as well as our NFT. So let me find where I actually. Now at Ovals, they have their own NFT project. You could buy them on Magic Eden, Tensor, or buy it on their own exchange. So what we're going to first do is we are going to connect the wallet that has our Draft Tower NFT in it. So I'm going to hit connect, and I'm going to connect my Phantom wallet, or you could connect any of the other compatible wallets. Once you are connected, we're going to go over to this tab that says apps. I click that. Now there are a lot of different apps in here, but we're only going to focus on a few of them right now. First one is going over here to where it says marketplace. We're going to go make sure that we see the Draft Tower project. I'm going to search for the collection, and there is Draft Tower. I can click it. Now I can see this pool right here. There are 9 NFTs in this pool, I can click +8 and see all the NFTs in this collection. This one's not loading right now, but there's another one right there. You could see all of these in this collection. And what I could do is I could add, see, that was a redundancy. So I said you could see all the NFTs in this collection twice. I could delete that right there. And just like that, it's edited out of the video there. And then I go down to the timeline. Oh, there was too much of a breath. I could easily just adjust it there. Between those two different things, this just saves so much time editing. You have no idea. Right there. And what I could do is I could add my NFT. And what I could do is there you go. So now I'm just editing this way. And one of the things is that that you're able to cut out most of, like, when it comes to editing content, most of it is just cleaning up the footage. So what I do is I go through this, and by the time this is done, like I said, it'll probably be a 4 or 5 minute video. I'll shave off another minute and a half to 2.5 minutes or so of mess ups. And then I'll be left with that. And then what I do is I export it and I put it into CapCut. You don't have to, you could do a lot of it. I just like I should look back into seeing what they have in here, but I like the features in CapCut better for as far as like traditional editing. They need to add some more traditional editing stuff into DESCRIPT, I'll be perfectly honest, but CapCut's free. So between DESCRIPT, the paid service, and CapCut, the free service, you could pretty much get everything that you need to create your content. Or you could do it the hard way with, like I did for 20 years with stuff like Final Cut or even iMovie, I guess, or anything similar. So once it's out, then I'm going to go back. Oh, there goes the lawnmower again outside the window. So I'm going to stop sharing that one. And I'm going to share this again. So again, if you'd like to go try out DESCRIPT, easy AI edits, it's up on the screen. I use it every single day, and it saves me so much time. It's like having an assistant, in all honesty. It's seriously like having an editing assistant that does all the work. Like I actually work in the film industry, and at the end of the night, we take our footage and we give it to somebody called a night AE, a night editor. And their job is just literally to bring all the footage in. And then there's another team that starts to go through it. So it's like, there's teams of people that do this if you're actually working professionally in this industry and working, actually creating the content for things like TV. So the fact that there's a tool that does so much of it automatically, that's what it's about. So again, that's what's going to happen here. You're going to be able to take your PFP. Like I have another one right here. Still muted. Good. So, but then I utilize, there's recognition. People will see the PFP. People will, now, I'm not telling you just to spam people and use a PFP. You still need to find something that is going to serve your audience, something that's going to help your audience grow. So I wasn't even sharing my screen here. Okay, let's, there we go. That's what you wanted to see. Here, let's make it smaller. You want to see this beautiful face, don't you? I know you do. If you don't, still lie to me and tell me that you want to see me right here. You could lie. It's okay. I could take the lie. Cool. So what I was saying though is, like, people will recognize these PFPs, but don't think I'm going to grab onto a PFP project and spam. You're going to be able to be somebody that builds within a community and serves that community, and people are more likely to support your content because they support your PFP. That doesn't mean that they're going to. It's not going to be some sort of magic thing. I use this PFP, I'm going to make so much money. It's like, that's not what's going to happen. No. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, which I'm not really giving any financial advice. I'm just telling you some marketing stuff. I say that in my other videos because people might think that crypto is financial, but to me, it's community. It's more community than anything else, because I could buy this NFT, which I've utilized it many times, and there's people that will see that and they know, like, I don't think I'd ever sell that NFT just because there's so much value behind it. And that's another thing. You could build a famous fake character, a famous, PFP character. They kind of call it VTubing. Let me know if you want me to like look deeper into VTubing. And if you don't know what VTubing is, virtual tubing, I've looked into it a little bit, but let's see if there's a good way to do VTubing effectively on something like StreamYard here, which VTubing, you might have seen people that have like a PFP or whatever, they have their PFP. But the thing is that what people do is they could either get a face tracking, or you could just take your cell phone, and this little camera, at least on the iPhones, this little camera on the iPhones right here, it will track your face. I mean, you could even see it. I don't even know where the settings are. I'm not going to go look. That's good. Can't even speak. What it will do is it will track all your facial motions, and then it will apply that to a virtual character, and you build like the smile, all those different things, and you build a bunch of images out, and then it kind of just switches between and creates an animation. There's also more advanced ones that actually create proper animation and stuff like that. But point is that you'd be able to potentially just create a animation that talks with you while you're live streaming, and it could even be this character. And yeah, why don't I look into that? That'll be something I'll add to my list of things to wait, because then you'd be able to go and take a live stream like this, and I'd be able to turn this camera off, which forget how to turn the camera. I'm not going to do it right now because I think it messes up my I save all of my content in a native. So even if it ever becomes pixelated while I'm streaming, I save it and I can repurpose it. That's another bit of advice for whenever you're creating content. See how many ways it could live. How many ways it could live. Cool. All right. So point is, I could take these characters, and I mean, like, I made a video already about like how I think I did a live the other day. I can make a proper video about it. No, I don't need to, because I'm repurposing that content. Thanks for reminding me. But these, I feel a sneeze coming on now. Man, I'm all messed up today. Look at me. I'm not even subscribed to my own channel. That's sad. I'm not going to do that. So people will associate this. Now, this is you're like looking at this like, Jonathan, you're full of it. Dunk, you're full of it. My name is Jonathan, by the way, but I go by Dunk. You know that. The name of the channel is with Jonathan Dunkerly. And I think, what do you think about this one? I think I'm going to switch this one, which says with Jonathan Dunkerly, just to Dunk, to just highlight the fact that I'm not the character on here. Dunk is the character. So I'm not even going to mention Jonathan anymore. I'm not even going to mention Jonathan. But as this community grows, so that's the thing, like, so I could feed into this community and help this community grow. And now I'm going to get this character to be more famous in the community, because it's going to be more around, more visible. Cool. No, I didn't do. 1 second, sorry. What happens when you're... Well, there it is. Okay. I realized that I'm streaming over Wi-Fi right now and not over Ethernet, because it wasn't plugged in properly. Oh well, we'll see if that everything. I never like to stream over Wi-Fi. I have a cable right here, right here. Yeah, cool. So I'm able to get more visibility on my characters. Then as I create more content about the ecosystem, that gets more eyes on the ecosystem. And that will make my videos more popular, and then it will you don't have to use, I'm just using blockchain as an example. You don't have, I'm just making one about it, but you could make, it could be a video about gardening. I'm just using it as an example. I have a friend that has an amazing gardening channel. And if she didn't want to be on camera, she could potentially find some sort of PFP Again, it doesn't have to be, because she can make one up, or she could find one and join a community that will support her just because she's, creating content with that PFP, which is, I think, a amazing thing. So there's a bunch of different ways to become famous, but still be faceless, because you're going to be able to use a different face than your own. And you could even take it one step further. And I'm just read it up real quick. You can go to a site like this, 11 Labs. I'm logged in, right? Oh yeah, I am. And you can create a whole bunch of voiceovers. Like I had this one, like this. This was one that I was doing.
Again, I'm Dunk, and you should be in my Discord at dunkmedia.club. See you there. Again,
see you there. So some of them, sometimes I was playing around trying to get the output that I wanted. But you could see like Charlie, or Adam.
Ready to be part of a club where the DGen ethos meets AI-powered growth?
Those were ones that those were for shorts, but this was one for a longer form video.
Now let's shift to Radium. Imagine there's a digital version of your stand, like the Drive Gary concentrated liquidity pool.
So that's the idea. So I was able to also take a voiceover. So if you don't want to, if you're like me losing your voice and you're like, oh man, I don't want to be like Dunk and lose his voice, you could use 11 Labs, which to me, 11 Labs is the freaking best voiceover tool that I've ever been able to find. And the reason why I point out that it is the best, the reason why it's the best is because it gets all of the, like, there's ways, granted, you have to sometimes play around with it and understand it. Like any tool, it's not a magic button that makes, it's a tool. So when I got started on YouTube, I started at the beginning of like 2020. I was thinking about it, and then I was working in the film industry. I'm like, I could start a YouTube channel, and my thought process was, at the very least, I'll get some ad revenue. Bad idea. Don't focus on that. Ad revenue is like the tip jar. Once you're making enough with ad revenue, you should be making plenty elsewhere. But I was promoting. It was a tool called Speechelo. I would not get Speechelo anymore, not with things like 11 Labs out. But it was a ClickBank product, and I promoted it. It was great, and it was showing people that they didn't need to use their voices, in the same sense that, you don't have to use your face. You could have taken the same exact thing. NFTs were around back then, but they weren't as popular until like 2021 when they popped off. But even so, voiceovers weren't as good back then. Like AI voiceovers. Again, AI is such a fake word. It's machine learning. There's no artificial, there's no intelligence. So how is it AI? I don't know. You tell me. Let me know in the comments, I guess. And if you have any questions, and you always drop them in the comments. Here, let me bring this up so you know. Ooh, got that. I'll bring this back up. There we go. So Gary.club/Dunk if you want to support me or see any of the stuff that we're doing. If you are wondering what the heck is Social Connector, go over there, check it out. If you're wondering what Gary Club is, go there. I encourage you to check out my profile, which is the /Dunk. You could skip that if you wanted to, but I think you'll see some cool stuff at /Dunk. I think you will. You should go to Gary.club/Dunk. It's gonna be dope. Trust me. Yeah. Okay. So again, 11 Labs. I was able to create amazing voiceovers now that sound like real people. You could take your PFP and put it together with whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a crypto thing. I know you're like, oh, John, you're using it as an example of a NFT PFP, and people won't accept that. That's not true. So there's a couple different channels that I actually watch. Like there's one that is just all what he does is game reviews, and he just created. His channel is a couple years old now, but he just created cartoon characters to represent himself. And there's literally no animation. Every once in a while, it's very much just stock footage by stock or found footage, or it's a documentary style stuff talking about stuff. So they put the footage through, and when he has a reaction, it just shows the picture of the character that he created. And maybe there's a one picture where, you know, they're like, it's something funny. So there's like the laughing face, something like that. I don't know. Something like that. Okay. Don't judge me. And then, you know, ones that's like the, you know, something like that. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. My voice is dying on me, so I apologize. I tried to go for at least an hour, but it's like I don't think I can make too much longer. But I told you what I was trying to get to. Again, I use DESCRIPT, one of my favorite tools. This one right here. And then another cool thing I want to mention this about DESCRIPT is another really cool thing about DESCRIPT is that I don't need to have that. Is that I can take DESCRIPT. Actually, I don't want to actually click on it because it might show people's emails. I could take DESCRIPT, and there's a little tab in the top right corner. And I could show you that part at least. Boom, boom. So when you have DESCRIPT, it's very small. Right here at the top, there's like a little red dot and pluses. Where my mouse is right here. So, I actually haven't sent it here, so I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, it doesn't show anything. So I could add in an email address here from somebody else that has another paid DESCRIPT account. So say you have an editor that edits with DESCRIPT. I can take my footage and drop it in here. So say, man, I don't have time. I have time to record some faceless videos. I do not have time to edit. Well, you can go to things like Fiverr. There's also places in communities like Gary Club. You go to Gary Club, there's people that will offer editing services there. So that's another thing that you could do. So you could take it and then add somebody to that project. And what DESCRIPT does is when you add DESCRIPT, so it's empty right now, but when you add a video into DESCRIPT, it is going to take the video and it is going to upload it into the cloud. It's part of the reason why you have to pay for it. It uploads it into a copy into the cloud for whatever media. See, I have one file in this particular project, but if I put whatever, you know, assets, editing assets, all that jazz, I can put that in this folder. And then whatever editor, I can just hit the plus button. If I know the editor's email, I can say can edit or just can comment. Or if I just have somebody that I need notes from, or if you're the editor, in that case, you could send notes and they can't actually edit it. But now I could say, I could add somebody that can edit it. They could take the footage and they could edit it. And then the beautiful thing I like about it is that I could actually watch the edit live. So I can come in here and say, next time that I open it, say somebody else logs in, makes modifications, and then they come back later. Like I'll come back after they're done editing. I can just watch it. I don't need to worry about anybody sending me a deliverable. They could just say, hey, the edit's done, go watch it. And then they can watch it in the editor, or they could just hit publish. And then you could also just say, create a web link. And when you create a web link, I'll show you real quick. So I can hit publish. And it's going to take a minute to render it. It's not actually ready, but this is rendering an unfinished project. But when I click this, it'll open up a web link. So open up this web link. Which is the same project. And you see it's preparing to render right here, preparing to render, which is fine. It takes a little bit of time to render. It takes a little bit of time to render. I'm on the wrong tab. But people can watch through it once it's done, and it will actually show the closed caption. You could turn these features off, and then they could download it right here if they want when it's done. Make comments on it, like where is it? Add comment. This is so good. I don't know. I keep on saying I'm gonna wrap it up, and then I keep on talking. So point is that I could hit like, okay, I hit that. I'm going to hit the little note. Okay, I'm not signed in. I'm not going to sign in on this tab. So you sign in, you could create a free DESCRIPT account. And the reason why you'd have a free DESCRIPT account is because then somebody could make notes on it, or you could be a collaborator, or maybe you would be the person that was actually creating the edit, or that would shoot it. You don't have DESCRIPT. You send it to your editor, and then the editor would be able to edit in DESCRIPT, and then you'd have to create a free DESCRIPT account, which is like a free account, just to create an account. So then you can make notes on it. So a really cool thing is like, if it's still rendering, but I could just like take a part of it and see how I highlight. Okay, man. Okay, I go here and highlight this part of it. I should create a free account just so I could show you this stuff. But so I say I highlight this part. I could see, where is it? I could hit a comment, and if I was logged in, I'd be able to actually just make a comment on that particular thing. It's like, hey, you know what? This part right here, we need to work on this, and this on this part. So, like it's a great way to do notes, because then I can just do notes on this, not like otherwise, the way that we used to have to do notes is I'd have to watch through it, and I'd look down here and, say like, oh man, I can't do it yet because it's not rendered, but say like at 1 minute and 37 seconds. And then if you're looking at full time code, you can go even deeper than that. But then when you say, oh, at that, oh, look, it's done now. I can show you an actual example. But I could just go forward and say like, oh, at 3 minutes and 48 seconds, this needs to be adjusted. And then I could that's how it was before, but now all I need to do is say like, hey, at this part, let's change this, and this. I'll leave a comment. It'll be done. It would be amazing. It's done. And then if I wanted to, like when they're done, that's a really cool way that you could deliver it if you are the one editing. So this is a good way that if you are an editor, you can make some money doing this. Cool, but it's super easy way to do it. And then you can add all of those keyframes and stuff. You don't need to go to CapCut. I just like to, just as my workflow. It's easy for me, but you don't have to. Maybe I'll look into keeping it all in DESCRIPT just to make things easier. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what I should do. All right. Again, my name is Jonathan, aka Dunk. I go by Dunk most places, but my name is Jonathan. Yep. Cool. And today we were talking about how to be basically famous on a faceless YouTube channel, but you still could be a famous, because you're not the one being famous. The PFP is. The character you're creating is becoming famous. So on that note, come and hang out with me. Come to my Discord server at dunkmedia.club. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff going on there. And I love to collaborate with, anybody and figure out what's working, what's not working. So let me know if there's things that you like in the Discord, things that you don't like, things that you want. Let me know. I am not a stickler. I'm not going to dig my heels into the ground and tell you that no. So I'm willing to make changes. Cool. We don't need that. Cool. So I guess the big takeaway is do something no matter what it is. Don't use excuses. There's so many people that make excuses for why they can't get started. And, I was one of them for a long, long time. I would be like, you know what? I would look at the YouTube creator's background and I'd be like, oh man, that's better than what I got. And yeah, maybe I need a hairlight. Maybe it was. But you can't look at somebody's chapter 10 when you haven't even read, the prologue yet, or even started your prologue. You can't compare yourself like that. So like me, who is somebody, like I was lucky enough that I actually had a history in media, but I still looked at it and go like, oh, I don't have to do all these steps. Stop caring and just get started. If you want to be on camera, take out your freaking cell phone and just start shooting something. That's it. It's really that simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Just take out your camera, and go shoot it. It is literally that easy. And if nobody's there watching, perfect. You made a piece of content that sucked and nobody saw it. Awesome. Now you can go and look at it and say, oh, you know, after you set back, this worked. The few people that did watch it, they'll give you some thoughts on it. And then you could just go to the next one and take whatever you learned from your experience on creating the first one and do the second one. So you could look at this like, you could look at it with this Faceless channel that I'm putting together. Now, I bet there's people out there that have way more, you know, better tools that they're using to do it, stuff that's the right way to do it. But the way I'm doing it, it got the job done. It gets the job done. And it's hitting all of the things that I wanted. I wanted it to feature these characters. I wanted it to do all these things. And it did that. So don't wait until you're ready, because you're 100% never going to be ready. If you wait until you're ready, you will be dead before you're ready. I may sound harsh, but it's true. You will literally be dead before you are ready if you wait to be ready. It's crazy. Facts. So just never wait. Just get started and be okay with sucking at the beginning and just being terrible. And in all honesty, I feel like that actually will help you build an audience better, because I think one of the things that I struggled with personally for a long time was trying to be what people wanted me to be. And go, because I was looking at, oh, this is the way this particular YouTube channel is. This is more me, you know? Ooh, and the me is, I see that shadow, and the me, that bothers the me though. But this is more me. I don't need to have some sort of cookie cutter background. That I don't need to have a cookie cutter setup. I don't need to do any of those things that, you know, and somebody else is doing. I just need to do what I want to do and just be like me, because people think of it like an artist. I'm out of tea. I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon. My voice is gonna start hurting. Think of it like an artist. Have you ever heard the phrase, people don't buy art, they buy the artist? It's the same thing with like content. There could be 1,000 people out there that drew the same thing, that create the same thing. I mean, this is a good example right here where I was talking about on Gary.club, where I was, where was it? I'm going to share this one last slide or one last thing, and then there we go. I'm just go back to Gary.club. So again, if on Gary.club, if you go over to offers, like I'm selling this digital collectible right here, right? And you can do it. It's being sold in Gary. I created this one, and it was assisted with AI. Like I used Dolly 3, and it took me a while. I didn't just like tell it to create this. It took me a while. I really kept on reprompting and modifying and changing until I got the output that I wanted. So, but luckily it gave me exactly what I wanted in the end. But you can say like, that's AI art. That has no value, but it really does, because I'm the one that's valuable, and people will associate it with me. And it's the same thing. Like you could look at the Draft Tower one. That's Gary Henderson. Gary Henderson is what a lot of people believed in. They still do believe in, like, but he was the reason why people got involved, not because of some draft pictures, because people had faith in the artist, not the art. Could have been any art, as long as the artist was the one that we get behind. So cool. Like bottom line, people will support you. People will follow you on social media if you are the artist that they want to follow. If you're not the artist that they want to follow, then, you know, then they'll find a different artist. They're going to find a different artist that's right for them, which is completely fine. And I don't, This is a let me just double check the exact metric before I keep on talking. I really am gonna have to stop soon because my voice is dying. I want to make sure that I could do another one tomorrow because I am going live every single day in December. I'm creating a piece of content. I'm going to finish that content that I procrastinated on, not finishing off today, but I will finish that today and get that posted so I do not fall behind on my unblocking the blockchain posts. But what was I doing? Oh, this is the metric that I like to always point out. Oh. Here we go. I'm gonna share another screen. I know I said I wouldn't, but visual aids are a beautiful thing. So, population of the world. Now, we have the population of the world, which is 8. Let's just call it 8 billion. Let's call it 8 billion. So if I wanted everybody to like me, and I get like, you can say, oh man, I want everybody to like me. Do you need 8 billion people to like you? Do you want 8 billion people to like you? I mean, you could look at all sort of, usually when people get noticed and people get traction when there's people that don't like them, when there's conflict. So 8 billion people. Have you ever heard like you need your true 1,000 fans? I've never heard you need your true 8 billion true fans. I've never heard that. I've never heard you need to have your true 8 billion fans. It's not a thing. It is 100%. I need to move this back. I keep on popping the mic. Yeah, we do not need. We need, like, you first got to get your first fan. Then you got to get your first 100. You get your first 1,000. It's like, I'll give you an example. I grew up being like a Power Rangers nerd. There are definitely people that are not Power Rangers nerds. You might not be one. You might be one. Let me know in the comments if you are one. That would be super obvious. Be like the real Power Rangers nerds. Wait until Jonathan talks for 15 minutes after he says that he's going to stop. The real ones do. But so point is, if you get those 1,000 people, there's probably 1,000 true fans within a mile of my house that I can get. If I can get enough people that could be a true fan within like a mile of my house, I can get enough people out of 8 billion people on the planet that could be my true fans. And again, I don't need to actually be on camera to do this. The point of this thing, you can be famous and faceless. Faceless and famous, yet famous. That's what we called it. That's what I called it. Because your brand becomes, brand or character becomes the character that you are actually on camera for, you know, or the one that becomes famous. The thing that could outlive you. Man, I'm sorry about all my voice today. Man, there's 180,000 people that were born today. I mean, but far less. This is gonna get morbid, but definitely a lot more people being added to the population today than leaving it. But yeah, but 8 billion people. 8 billion. You do not need 8 billion people. You could find enough true fans elsewhere. So stop making excuses. Stop complaining. You could make you could find your true fans no matter what. You do not need 8 billion people. Start with one. Get those 100 true fans. Like, you could use the NFT project, the draft one that I was talking about as an example. Those NFTs, there was, what's that? There was originally like 100 OGs that I think that there's less now because there's a migrate. It's crypto stuff. You don't need to worry about it. But there's less now, but there was 100 of them, and 100 of those OGs ended up bringing in kind of like a lot of the people that are there now and really are building the foundation of that ecosystem and that basically that company and the community and all that stuff. And they found the true fans at the beginning, and then and now some people moved on and some people stay, and then eventually you get like that dream 100 group that ends up being your dream 100 of fans, and then that will just grow to the 1,000, so on, and you could live off that, no problem. So, okay. I am going to wrap it up, because if I don't, I'm going to talk another hour, and then I'm not going to be able to talk tomorrow because I won't have any voice. And I have a few things I need to try and record today, which I don't know if I should. I don't know. All right. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to go finish editing that last bit before I do anything else. And I will see everybody tomorrow around the same time. I don't schedule exactly what time I do these, but they're usually my mornings, which I'm in California Pacific time. So right now it is 11:45 a.m. for me. So I try to do these all before noon, because everybody knows that your brain just turns to mush around noon, and the rest of the day it's just, you need to be productive before noon. Get everything done before noon. You have half your day left. You don't have a 9 to 5. You have a 9 to noon. That's the life right there. Okay. I am going to wrap it up. I will see you tomorrow. And again, go to the other YouTube channel that I am building. I'll bring it up on screen again. Go to, not a hard channel to remember, youtube.com/@theblockchain. It is not a super crypto-y channel. That's not the point of it. It's just about educating people on what I'm doing in Web3. And hey, I kind of am talking about that stuff here too. But it's, if you want to go deep into the nerdy stuff, the stuff that not everybody would want to talk about. If you want to go deeper, go to that channel. This is more like the broad channel that brings in more people, and that's another strategy. And then I niche down. So, okay, again, go to gary.club/dunk. That /dunk is very important, because it'll bring you to my profile, and you'll be able to see all the cool stuff that I'm doing. Doesn't hurt to check it out. And then go to my Discord at dunkmedia.club. If you're not in my Discord yet, why aren't you in my Discord? You should be in my Discord. Jump into my Discord, dunkmedia.club. Again, I'll see you tomorrow. Or, hey, you should see me before then via PFP on my other channel, because that character is becoming famous, but still faceless. All right, see you in the next one. Peace out. Take care.